Hello everyone. Welcome to this episode of Wehry History and Entertainment News of the Berkshires and beyond. As fall is in full swing, many of the best fall festivals are taking place. On this episode, I'll be talking about the Nam Kyog Pumpkin Show and several local events. Plus, I'll be reviewing the new horror film, A Quiet Place Day 1, a fitting movie for the season. First, it's time for this episode's trivia question. This episode's question is, combined, how much have all three A Quiet Place films earned at the box office? Now, for this episode's local headlines. Our first stop is to the Berkshire Museum for a new art exhibit. Art of the Hills 2024 is the fourth installment of Berkshire Museum's Juried Art Exhibition, celebrating the rich creative culture of the region. Art of the Hills 2024 highlights the works of both emerging and established Berkshire-based artists working in all styles and genres. Artworks were selected by jurors Ken Tomio, Jesse Kowalski, and Mileko Magoski. The Berkshire Museum's website gives a great description of all the artwork on display. The exhibit started on October 5th and runs through next January. Visit berkshiremuseum.org for information about the artwork, and other exhibits showing at the museum. Our next stop is to the Stationery Factory in Dalton for two festivals. These festivals take place on back-to-back Saturdays and provide the town of Dalton with a couple of great music activities. The first of these events is the Deadfall Music and Arts Festival. This is a popular event at the Stationery Factory. It is a family-friendly event that celebrates the life and legacy of the Grateful Dead band, while also highlighting local food vendors, craft artisans, and a chance to buy vinyl. Among those scheduled to perform are Dead Man's Waltz, Mystic Dead, A Pine Connection, and the Just Garcia Band, just to name a few. The concert and festival is scheduled to take place on Saturday, October 19th. It will be held from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. The second event at the Stationery Factory for this episode is the Dalton Country Fest. This is the first ever time this specific concert will be held. This will highlight some of the best in Berkshire County country music. Among those scheduled to perform are Hot Shot Hillbillies, Whiskey Sour, Colin Kozlowski, and Square Dancing with Cliff Brogier and Terry Hall. There will also be food vendors as well. This is a benefit for the Dalton Lions Club, which is a fellowship of dedicated men and women who share a vision, passion, and energy to make a positive impact, helping others while making friends in a club atmosphere. This festival will be going on Saturday, October 26th. It will be held from 6 to 10:30 p.m. Visit the website shown here for more information. For our next story, we will be visiting the Norman Rockwell Museum in Stockbridge for a new exhibit called Illustrating Humor. This humor-inspired exhibition offers insight into the comedic content of more than 20 of Rockwell's funniest illustrations, spanning his long and distinguished career. Early works include Boy with a Baby Carriage, which was painted in 1916, an illustration that humorously portrays tensions around shifting gender roles in American society. As Rockwell's first published cover illustration for the Saturday Evening Post, the painting launched his half-century career, entertaining America through Post covers. Also spotlighted are illustrations from the artist's mature career, such as the fantastically star-studded The Saturday People in 1966, created for McCall's. Encompassing most of the 20th century, Rockwell's illustrations can be seen to respond to, reflect, and influence the evolution of American humor across the decades, during which vaudeville gave way to slapstick film and TV variety shows, as American society and culture underwent profound changes. This will be curated by Jane Deary, and this marks her first curated exhibit at the Norman Rockwell Museum. Norman Rockwell Illustrating Humor will be going on through October 27th. Visit nrm.org for more information. As stated at the beginning of this episode, fall is a great time for festivals, as well as Halloween. These next few stories will be talking about some of the best fall festivals in the Berkshires. Our first of these stories is the incredible Namkyog Pumpkin Show. This event is a yearly event that takes place in Stockbridge and is a tradition that I've mentioned here on WWHEN several times in the past. The show includes thousands of carved pumpkins, mums, light displays, and themed decorated areas, all set among the grounds of the historic property. There are over 1,500 jack-o'-lanterns, as well as hundreds of mums, pumpkins, and gourds. Many of these are grown on the Namkyag's premise. In an interview with the Berkshire Ed's website, Director of Namkyag Engagement, Kristen Swamberg said, quote, "We're thrilled to bring back our extremely popular pumpkin show at Namkyag. Nature puts on a show during fall in New England, and there are no better backdrops than our special outdoor places," end quote. The incredible Namkyag Pumpkin Show takes place from now until October 27th. It will be held Wednesdays through Sundays at varying times. According to the Namkyag's trustee website, quote, "In order to provide access to more guests, we have added additional parking downtown. For our early hour time slot, for those who require a more sensory-friendly and less crowded environment, parking will remain on site," end quote. The Namkyag Pumpkin Show is located on 5 Prospect Hill Road in Stockbridge. Another popular event is Halloween. Several places in Berkshire County will be holding events. One of those most popular events is the Pittsfield Halloween Parade. The yearly event, with the exception of 2020, has always been one of Pittsfield's most popular events. This year's theme is Spooky Hollywood. That means that many favorite Halloween movies, both past and present, will be celebrated. This year's parade takes place on October 25th on Tyler Street. It will be starting at 7 p.m. Also, Pittsfield has announced trick-or-treat hours. As usual, trick-or-treat takes place on the 31st, which this year falls on a Thursday. It will take place from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. As a reminder, if you do not wish to take place in trick-or-treating, please leave your lights off. Mass Mocha in North Adams will be hosting a Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, event as well. According to Mass Mocha's website, quote, "Join us for our annual celebration of Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, the Mexican holiday of remembrance for those who have passed away. Bring your friends and family members to contribute to an altar with your own offering, including photos or tokens of past loved ones, and participate in one of our art-making activities." Enjoy Mexican specialty foods while you listen to the music of MCLA student performers throughout the night, right in the Mass Mocha lobby. At 5:15 p.m., Mass Mocha's Senior Manager of School Programs, Rebecca Cuscaden Marvin will present a special edition Dia de los Muertos family story time. Then, join us afterwards in the R&D store at 6 p.m. with writer and curator Elizabeth Ferrer for an in-depth look at pioneering Chicano photographer Luis Carlos Bernal, who helped preserve the legacy of his southwestern community, end quote. This event will be going on Friday, November 1st, the annual Dia de los Muertos date. It will begin at 5 p.m. Visit massmocha.org for more information. Another popular fall-time event is visiting farms and orchards. On a recent episode of WWHEN, I discussed Whitney's Farm and Gardens in Cheshire. For this episode, I'll be discussing two more farms. The first is Bartlett's Orchard in Richmond. 4 generations of the Bartlett family have been growing, packing, and shipping apples for 75 years. According to their website, quote, "Our fine trees produce an average crop of 11,000 bushels of apples every year on 24 acres of choice apple growing land on Lenox Mountain in rural Massachusetts," end quote. They also offer pick your own apples. Pick Your Own offers 13 varieties of apples to pick, ranging from Red Delicious to Macintosh. Also from their website, quote, "Be sure to visit our farm market store for delicious baked goods including cider donuts, assorted apple muffins, apple turnovers, assorted pies, cookies, and more." Our farm market store is open year-round, so come grab some goodies any time of the year. Bartlett's Orchard is located on 575 Swamp Road in Richmond. Our other farm this episode is the Ioka Valley Farm. Nestled among the Berkshire and Taconic Hills in the beautiful Hancock Valley is Ioka Valley Farm. Established in 1936, when Robert and Dorothy Lieb drove 13 head of cattle over Brody Mountain from Lanesboro and settled them onto the property they named Ioka Valley, from a Native American word meaning beautiful. Ioka Valley Farm produces high-quality, pure maple syrup and specialty maple products, and raise natural beef at their beautiful 500-acre family farm. It is a 4th-generation farm dedicated to providing quality, local-grown ingredients. The products are available year-round at the seasonal gift shop, either by appointment or scheduling a pickup online. They are a sustainable farm as well, which is great for the environment. Ioka Farm Valley is located on 3475 Hancock Road in Hancock. Visit the website shown here for more information on these farms, plus other farms. For our next story, we are going to be visiting the Ventfort Hall and Gilded Age Museum in Lenox. This is a historic Jacobean-style mansion and museum located on 104 Walker Street, Lenox, Massachusetts. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The house was built in 1893 for George and Sarah Morgan, sister of J.P. Morgan, to designs by architects Rotz and Tilden. After the Morgans' deaths, the house was rented for several years to Margaret Vanderbilt, then purchased in 1925 by Roscoe and Mary Mintburn Bunzal, who in turn sold the house in 1945, after which it served as a dormitory for Tanglewood music students, a summer hotel, the Folkene Ballet Summer Camp, and community housing for the religious organization The Bible Speaks, now known as Greater Grace World Outreach. In 1991, a nursing home developer planned to demolish the building. That never happened. Over the following years, the house sustained significant damage. The paneling was stripped from the walls, and part of the roof collapsed. In June 1997, it was rescued by the Ventfort Hall Association. Shortly after this, the exterior of the building was used as St. Cloud's Orphanage in the Academy Award-winning 1999 film, The Cider House Rules. Longtime location managers Charlie Harrington and Mark Fitzgerald photographed the mansion, even though director Lasse Hallström had specified a wooden structure. Although only the outside of the house was meant to be used in the movie, several scenes were shot on the magnificent staircase in the Great Hall that can be seen in the film. Ventfort Hall is located on 104 Walker Street in Lenox. Visit the website shown here for more information. It's now time for this episode's movie portion of WWHEN. As I've talked about many different Halloween events in this episode, it's only fitting that I end with a review of one of 2024's most anticipated horror films, A Quiet Place, Day One. This is a prequel to the 2018 hit film, A Quiet Place. To avoid spoilers, I'm not going to be talking about the plot of this movie. However, I will be reminding viewers about the staple of the A Quiet Place series. The monsters in this film are reliant on sound, but are weak when it comes to water. Therefore, it's best to quietly find a body of water to escape. Also, A Day One is a prequel, as its name suggests. So, what did I think of the movie? Day One is certainly just as good as its predecessors. One of the best parts about this movie is its setting. New York City. NYC is one of my favorite places in the world. And the city that never sleeps, which as the movie says, has on a daily basis 90 decibels of sound a day. The sound of one person screaming. Makes for a great city to have a horror movie in. Since this is a prequel, some of the characters don't have the quiet rule quite down pat. This makes the movie even scarier, because the characters' loudness makes them a target. Ironically, the movie doesn't have as many jump scares as the first two movies. This is actually better because the monsters in this film are far more creepier. I also love the performances of all three of the lead characters in this film, especially Lupita Nyong'o as Sam, a woman dying of cancer who has nothing left to lose. Overall, this is a great movie worthy of a rental. I give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. A Quiet Place also provides the answer to this episode's trivia question. As a reminder, this episode's question was, combined, how much have all three of the A Quiet Place films earned at the box office? The answer is $486 million. Now for some individual numbers. 2018's A Quiet Place earned about $188 million, the highest grossing horror movie of the year. The sequel, A Quiet Place Part 2, earned $160 million in 2021. Slightly less, but that was to be expected, with the pandemic affecting box office numbers. In fact, Part 2 was scheduled to be released in 2020, but the very week it was supposed to come out, all heck broke loose with COVID. Finally, A Quiet Place Day One earned $138 million. Each movie has earned slightly less, but they've all been huge hits, owing to proper budgeting and wise distribution strategies. That ends this episode of Wehry History and Entertainment News of the Berkshires and beyond. If you would like to watch this or any other WWHEN episode again, you can visit PCTV's and CTSB TV's websites, shown here, or visit NBCTC's Facebook page. Also, if you would like to see the episodes in HD quality, you can visit my YouTube page at RT Wehry. Thank you.